So executing with certainty and speed not only is useful, but it feels fucking amazing. Okay, I've never had more fun than executing with certainty that what I do will work, and speed, nonstop action towards it, no matter if I know I'm doing the right action or the wrong action. I don't care. It's perfect. It's perfect because I'm going to learn, I'm going to change, I'm going to get better, and ultimately I'm going to exceed and succeed at my goals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about executing with absolute certainty and speed. Executing with absolute certainty and speed. Certainty of what? Certainty that no matter what you do, it is the right answer. It's the perfect answer because the only wrong answer is standing still. And so any action you take in the direction of your goals, which implies you need goals, which I would love to teach you, coaching down below, but in the direction of your goals is a perfect action, no matter what. Even if you have A and B and you're not stuck because you are not sure which one is the correct answer is either one of them, because one of them will teach you what's the right answer if it's not it, right? Or you'll move forward because it was successful and you'll get to some other layer of problems, other layer of needed decisions to be made, and you'll repeat the process again. Okay, this is something I teach. It's called the physics of progress from my mentor Tom Bilyeu. I call it POPS, or the physics of problem solving, but it's also the physics of how any goal is achieved. Okay, it's how humans evolved over hundreds of thousands of years or millions of years, and all it is the scientific method recontextualized or used, applied to solving problems and achieving goals, right? And so it is simple, and it goes as follows. You have a problem or a desire or a goal, and then what you're going to do is hypothesize around how you're going to move forward towards that goal. You're going to go act on this goal. You're going to get feedback from this goal. Act meaning test your action. That's the best part of hypothesizing and running this POPS method, is that you're just trying to guess. You don't need a right answer. You need an answer. You don't need all the steps. You need the next step. And then you need to go take that step. Go act on it. Action is the king of all skill. Action is the king of all progress, because you can't think your way through progress. Okay, you can't think your way through results or experience or wisdom or awareness, right? You can learn, but then you have to apply what you learn, and that's how you gain those other things, including wisdom and experience and real skill, aka power. And that's what you're trying to ultimately accumulate or go after. Power meaning the amount of utility you need to create your goals, to achieve your goals, to solve your problems. That's power. And power is a great thing to be after. Now, hypothesize, test, action. You're going to get feedback. That's the third step. And then you're going to iterate. If you get feedback, that you won, you were successful, then you're going to move forward. If you get feedback that says you weren't successful, you failed in some way, something's not working, then you're going to look at it, find out what you think is the correct answer now, based on what you learned, and then you're going to do the same thing again. Hypothesize, test, feedback, iteration, repeated. And if you do that enough times, it is the fancy way of saying trial and error, right? If you run trial and error well, and you do it enough times, you can get better at any skill, you can achieve any goal, you can move forward and make progress towards anything, all of that. You can solve any problem. And so that is what I wanted to teach you. But certainty is necessary. And why I say I execute with certainty no matter what I'm doing is because, like I said, I know I'll get to the other side. I know I'll keep the promise to myself to try. I know I'll learn something no matter what happens. I know no matter what failure, mistake, challenge, problem, pain, boredom comes up, I'm going to keep persisting and pushing through and enduring. What Nietzsche said is the only thing that makes someone worth his salt. I'm paraphrasing, but it's the only thing that matters, is enduring, pushing through. The one who wins is not the most skilled or the most talented. It's the most passionate, the most interested, the most curious, the one who endures the longest because he has the strongest why. He wins. He beats out the guy who's talented and hates what he's doing or doesn't want to endure the pain, the suffering, the challenge, and all that stuff. And that's a hint, by the way, when I say why, your meaning for what you're doing is a large part of why you're able to persist, right? Or not. And so make sure you're doing what you're doing for yourself and also for others who you care about specifically, not to change the world, not the world. That's useful. But your why needs to be more specific and more selfish. Your why needs to support you and the people you love closest to you. You need to assign faces to your why, and you can't do that when you say I'm helping the world. It needs to be for my mom, for my girlfriend, for me and my family, whatever it is. But then even further than that, what I want you to do is ask yourself, why? You're doing this for your mom? Why? Well, I'm doing this for my mom so we can, move out, so I can retire her. And then it's why? Because I know it'll help her. She's worked so hard all my life. She's never figured out how to get rich. I figured it out, so I want to do it for her, right? And then it's why, all the way down. Go down this why chain until your why is so powerful, so emotional, that every single time you think of it, you get fired up. Use pain and pleasure in your why. And I'll talk more about a why in a different video if you guys would like me to. It's one of the most powerful tools you'll ever use. If you want to, you can read the books Man's Search for Meaning. You can read the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I've never read that book, but I've heard it's pretty good. But it's the same idea that you are literally starting with why. You set your goals. I want this. Like, you decide what, and then you say why. Because as Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn said, both of them, is that reasons come first, actions come second. And the reason reasons come first is because reasons give you emotion. Emotion gets you to act, right? Feeling angry about where you're at gets you to act towards where you want to be. Or getting excited for what you want gets you to act towards where you want to be. And so when I say use pain and pleasure in your why, I mean literally use pain, things that make you mad and make you want to change. Like, you can say, I hate being broke. I hate being broke. And you ask yourself, why? And I say, I hate being broke because it gives me lack of freedom, lack of optionality. It gives me lack of great experiences, of which I'm obsessed with. And I can have less because I'm broke and I fucking hate it, right? And you can keep saying all these different things. It doesn't let me pay my health bills. It doesn't make me buy the foods I want to eat to be healthy. When I go to the grocery store, I hate having to flip the tags over so that I can buy the thing that costs $3 instead of the one that's better that costs $5, just so I can save $2. I fucking hate it. I hate being broke, right? With your why, run away from something and towards something else. There was a study done on rats, and I think they put cheese in front of him and he ran fast. They put a cat behind him and he ran fast. They put cheese in front of him and a cat behind him at the same time, and he fucking took off and sprinted towards the cheese. Not only to get the cheese, but also because he hated the idea of dying to the thing that kills his kind. So think of something that pisses you the fuck off. And so not only do you hate being broke, think of something pleasurable that excites you, that gets you to want to move, to want to wake up, right? When we have something exciting to wake up to, when we wake up with intention, we wake up, we get up, and we move immediately because we want to, right? We only do things that we want to do. Otherwise, you're using willpower, of which is very limited. Do you remember as a little kid when you believed in Santa Claus, and when Santa Claus was coming to town on Christmas morning somehow, even though every other day you could wake up you could only roll out of bed by 10 a.m. on Christmas morning, for some reason you were up at 4 waiting for Santa Claus, waiting for your presents, waiting to go out to the living room so you can open them up with your family. The reason that you were able to wake up at 4 a.m. on that day, if you haven't noticed, is because you had an intention to do so. You were excited to do so. You had a reason to do so. You had a why. Your why was Santa Claus, Christmas morning, presents. It was emotional, right? Give yourself that level of excitement with the goals that you set for yourself. It's why they must be big. Small goals aren't exciting. It's not exciting to think about how I'm going to make my first dollar. I mean, maybe if you've never made a dollar, but how I'm going to make my next dollar. Or it's not exciting to write a goal of I'm going to lose 1 pound. No, make it 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds. Make it stretch you, right? Make you stretch as a person, stretch your identity, stretch your skill set and knowledge. Got it? And so with your why, don't only be running towards something, be running away from something or for some reason, right? Have your goals and then have a why that leverages pain and pleasure. Be running away from being broke, be running towards being rich. And then why do you hate being broke and why do you love being rich? Okay? That's what you're going to go after. Now, back to the idea of executing with certainty and speed. Speed creates momentum. Momentum makes breakthroughs. Momentum knocks down walls. Not slow spurts of action over a long period of time. That gets nothing done. You'll never learn Spanish learning 3 words a week over 15 years. You will learn Spanish if I take you and I drop you in Spain and I leave you there with no other way back for 90 days. I'll come back in 90 days and you'll know Spanish because you had to survive. Your brain had to adapt to survive. And so you'll learn how to say, hi, thank you, how do I order this food? Hey, I want this, whatever, right? All of that, you'll start learning very fast because you're immersed. You're doing it consistently. You'll learn how to say everything because you need to do it to survive, right? You have a strong why to do so. But at the same time, you're building momentum. So instead of small spurts of action over a long period of time, do large spurts of action over a short period of time, repeated over a long period of time. String together sprints of 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, over and over and over and over and over. Take 2 days off, 5 days on, whatever. Do spurts of sprints lots of action in a short period of time, and then do it for many years, many months, many weeks, whatever it takes to build your skills. And so I want you to execute on everything with certainty and action. Certainty and speed. Certainty that you will survive, you will make it. Nothing that you're going to do is going to fail. You've never failed. You're always going to win because you must. And that is the only belief that serves you. What does believing I might fail do for you? Nothing. And so you must rewire your brain to think like this, because we're not brought up like this. The people around you don't think like this, but you must if you want to win. And so executing with certainty and speed not only is useful, but it feels fucking amazing. Okay? I've never had more fun than executing with certainty that what I do will work, and speed, nonstop action towards it, no matter if I know I'm doing the right action or the wrong action. I don't care. It's perfect. It's perfect because I'm going to learn, I'm going to change, I'm going to get better, and ultimately I'm going to exceed and succeed at my goals. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow or soon or something like that. Please have a wonderful day. Peace out.